Hey guys, Stormboy13. I actually did an earlier shot, but apparently there was a problem with the camera settings, but I've sorted it now. Anyways, today's video was going to be a sort of a vlog, brand new video, but it's going to be about why has it been so hot across mainland Europe and United Kingdom, and could we see more in the future? Well, we're going to find out in just a sec, or in a few minutes. But firstly, I'm going to the barber's just to get a little trim for the summer. So let's come with me. Great looking skies just ahead of me. Doesn't look that major, but it is raining a bit though. Well, there you go. Got it done in the flash. Now, let's head back home. Quite tempted to go to McDonald's behind me, but I kind of had similar foods a few days ago, so we're going to head straight home. So, anyways, just got back from Loughborough. Very dramatic moment I've just had. I'm okay. Absolutely no injuries, and I'm absolutely fine. Just after when I got dropped off, stupid driver, there was like a corner, I think you may have seen it a couple of times, when I get off from the bus stop, there's like a corner which you can't see any cars coming through, and then it turns left, well, or right, what perspective you're looking at, if you know what I mean. Crossed the road when the traffic lights were red, so it means it was safe for me to cross for pedestrians. Dickhead driver, pardon for my French, nearly ran me over, completely ignored the rules, and don't know whether it was accidental or intentionally, but he drove fast afterwards, and yeah, drove off, and literally, if I'd just been a little bit further inwards, because I managed to move back, I probably could have had a few minor injuries, so, but I'm okay. Rant over, driver, well, yeah. Red light runners are sadly a common occurrence. But anyways, let's now focus on the UK heatwave, or the Europe heatwave, so let's go from there. So, let's get into action. So, as we know, well, for those who are living in the UK, I may have mentioned it several times, it has certainly been the most memorable heatwave, memorable heatwave across the United Kingdom for about 15 years, I guess, 15, 16 years. Now, just recently, there's been a provisional record of 38.7 degrees Celsius being recorded in Cambridge. It's not confirmed yet, but if it is, it will beat the previous temperature record of 38.5 degrees Celsius. I believe it's in Gravesend in Kent. And it will officially be Britain's hottest day ever. So, it's not confirmed yet as I speak, but it probably could truly well be by the time after the video is uploaded. But anyway, so exact location is Cambridge Botanic Gardens. The Met Office is currently says provisional, and it will still require a bit of verification. But it could potentially outstrip the previous record, like I just mentioned. 38.5 degrees recorded back in 2003 on the 10th of August. Forecasters have also previously confirmed Thursday was the hottest July day on record, so it is officially the second hottest day. Previously, 38.1 degrees Celsius, ironically also recorded in Cambridge, surpassing the previous high of 36.7 degrees Celsius at Heathrow Airport back in 2015. And we know it is also, as I mentioned, it's also the second hottest UK day on record, beating the 37.1 degrees Celsius recorded in August 1990. Dr. Mark McCarthy from the Natural Climate Centre at the Met Office said, as the official source of meteorological statistics for the UK, we always take the quality of our recordings very, very seriously. We are talking about a potential new record for the highest temperature recorded in the UK, and we therefore need to thoroughly investigate the observation of our partners from Cambridge University Centre, Botanic Garden, through statistical analysis and by visiting to check the website and equipment to ensure there are no potential or technical problems. The high temperatures were driven, we know, by hot air funneled from the south as Western Europe was crippled by an extreme heat wave. To be honest, it wasn't really Southern Europe, it was more like Northern Africa at the very least. It's not just Britain that has been covered in record-breaking temperatures. Mainland Europe's also having some quite extraordinary temperatures that day. The mercury hit its highest ever level in Germany, 41.5 degrees Celsius, the Netherlands 40.7, Belgium 40.6. In each case, have been breaking a record that was only set on Wednesday. Paris also saw a record high temperature of 42.6 degrees Celsius. The Met Office expert says there is no doubt climate change is playing a role in driving the unprecedented temperature highs. Some parts of the UK had once again had some thunderstorms following a Thursday night to Friday. We didn't get any, that's why there's no video out, or there won't be any video out, but I think western and eastern parts of the UK had a round 2 of thunderstorms. Friday morning they were still continuing to bring heavy rain, gusty winds and a bit of lightning to the southeast of England. London had some storms focusing on that. The thunderstorms did continue on and off throughout the course of the day, Met Office meteorologist Greg Dew had said. And as well, previously there had been a lot of energy in the atmosphere to keep it going. Right now, it's starting to calm down. There's not as much humidity and electricity in the air for most parts of the country. So we know the temperatures temperatures were still ranging from the mid-20s to low 30s on Friday. As we know, this weekend it's certainly going to be a lot different. Cloudier, outbreaks of rain, particularly in eastern areas, and temperatures potentially could struggle to get past 20 Celsius both days throughout the weekend. Unfortunately though, the record heatwave has also caused travel chaos, especially across certain parts of England. Pancras passengers faces delays all across the weekend. Rail passengers between London St Pancras and Nottingham and Sheffield have been urged to travel as disruption caused by hot weather had entered a third day in conductors' strike. So engineers are still trying to fix overhead line equipment near West Hampstead in northwest London. The damage has been known was caused by the heat on Thursday, when the UK had previously recorded its second hottest day ever. Train companies have told customers to expect a reduced service until at least on Monday. East Midlands Train said it was running a heavily amended service on the route. So meanwhile, a second successive Saturday walkout by members of the RMT unit over pay and conditions is also taking place, affecting local journeys East Midlands trains. Some services have been replaced by revised timetables and coach services. The power line repairs mean tickets on East Midlands trains and Thameslink, which run service in and around London, are being accepted on alternative routes. The Natural Rail advised those travelling between London and Sheffield to use the line linking London's King's Cross with Doncaster. It said passengers in Nottingham should travel either via Grantham to King's Cross, while passengers in Leicester should travel to London Unison via Nuneaton. Thameslink told customers Network Rail had been unable to completely fix the damaged wires between St Pancras and Elstree. A reduced service is expected to run for the rest of Saturday, and Thameslink says it has requested extra rail replacement buses for Sunday. Eurostar, which runs service out of St Pancras International, was not reporting problems on its routes to Conterdam. We know the blistering heats in the UK on Thursday had reached 38.1, potentially 38.7 degrees Celsius in Cambridge. Commuters had also faced widespread disruption as a result of heat-related incidents on the railway, while flights were also disrupted by storms across Europe. Jake Kelly, East Midlands Trains Managing Director, had apologised to passengers, saying the disruption would continue into the weekend. He said the company was working very closely with Network Rail engineers to repair the equipment and fully reopen the railway. So our advice for customers is to avoid travelling on the street whenever possible and make alternative arrangements, he added. Network Rail had warned trains which do run are expected to be incredibly and even unusually busy. Sue Greenwood, who was travelling to St Pancras from Derby, thanked staff for making the best of things. Finally, let's just remind the viewers on what is a definition of a UK heatwave. So let's start with the basics. A heatwave is defined by the Met Office as an uninterrupted period of exceptionally high temperatures. There's a threshold temperature for which we described as a heatwave, and it varies in different parts of the country. So in Scotland, Northern Ireland, Wales, North and South West England, the threshold is 25 degrees Celsius minimum for several days in a row. From Lincolnshire across to Cheshire down to Dorset, the threshold rises to 26 degrees Celsius. Then in parts of the Midlands, where we live, East Anglia for much of the home counties is 27 degrees Celsius, and we had 4 days in a row where temperatures were 27 degrees or above, so that's certain heat wave was definitely not out of the question. And then London, 28 degrees Celsius. These thresholds take into account what the temperature is and what's like on average at the hottest parts of summer in each area of the UK, and it's said to be quite a bit higher. The threshold has to be reached or exceeded for 3 days in a row for it to be called a heat wave. If it doesn't last 3 days, at least it's considered a hot spell, maybe a mini heat wave. So we know it's definitely a heat wave this week. So why was it happening? Well, I know about it, but I thought I'd tell you. Much of the UK's hot weather comes from the jet stream, which is a narrow band of high-speed winds about 7 to 8 miles per hour, up in 7 to 8 miles up high. On either side is always slower, warm and cool winds. At the moment, this week, the jet stream was sitting way to the west of the UK, meaning we were on the warmer side of it, and it's brought in the same position for roughly 5 days to a week. The warm air that's been brought up to us is originating, like I mentioned, in northern Africa, and this week this week the winds have changed and has brought through Europe and up to us from France, meaning the air we got that week was unbelievably hot. It's also linked to the fact that there's an area of high pressure sat to the east of the UK, which has helped to support the warmer flow. And a bay may want to notice, are there going to be more common heat waves in the future? Well, I'm afraid yes, possibly, if global warming is not being treated seriously. A lot of people worried a heat wave such as this one are due to a climate change. The answer is extreme events in themselves are nothing new. What's interesting from a climate point of view is when you look at those extremes, we're adding far more hot extremes than we are cold extremes. The difference is they're effectively supercharging the atmosphere with all this background warmth. Planetary temperatures have raised by about 1 degree or so since pre-industrial period, so we're adding that spike to all of the extreme events that we have, which is getting us to a point that we're seeing more warm extremes and slightly less cool ones. There have always been warm events in the absence of climate change, but they wouldn't have been as extreme. So, should we really be concerned about this? Well, as we know, we've saw signs of climate change happening this week. We are experiencing new extremes in terms of temperature, and obviously this week we possibly or potentially may see a brand new all-time temperature record being broken. Those are worrying signals, said Mr. Madge. He added that we're also seeing extreme events in terms of rainfall, and when you combine that with other indicators of climate change, such as the Arctic sea ice melt, the glacier melts, the sea level rise, there's compelling evidence that our climate will be changing rapidly. We recognise we are going to be committed to a certain level of climate change. However, it should be encouraged every attempt humanity can make to reduce the impacts of further climate change, warned Mr. Match. That is it for this video. Give it a like, comment, subscribe. I will give you an update if we have got the temperature being broken. I also forgot to mention we've reached 36.1 degrees Celsius. There's just been an update on the temperature scale from the Met Office. I believe it's in Wattsby in Nottingham. That's not far off from where I live, so 35, even very close to 36 degrees Celsius. So quite an incredible day back then. More videos to come soon. Like I said, I'll give you an update with the temperature record if it has been broken, and that's it. Like, comment, subscribe. Next video will be the weather forecast. Certainly no heat wave next week or this week coming up, but it's not particularly cold though. I'll give you more detail next video. The storm is now out, or the heat is now out.